But I just have learned so much about him and through his story and what an inspiration he was and how much I thought, like, I'll be transparent as your leader, thought this is a waste of our time because I was beating my head against the wall with him going, come on, like, you have so much potential since December. And not that I give up on people at all, but I had given up on he's not going to be ready until he's ready. And I'm okay saying that. And I was like, okay, as soon as he was ready, my hand was right there. We locked arms, we ran. So anyways, I'm excited for him to share his story. I do want to share a couple of things with you first. So guys, if you're not dreaming big, if you're not setting big ass goals for yourself, you're doing yourself an in-service. You are not doing your dream, your life that God created you to have, justice. I'm going to talk just for a minute, and I want you to hear me when I say this, because when I come at you with my numbers, I never come at you bragging. I am very humble. I know that God can take away as quick as he can bless, right? But what I also know is I didn't hit these numbers because I prayed for it. I didn't hit these numbers because I hoped for it, I wished for it, or I wrote down a goal. I hit these numbers because I set a high standard for myself, wrote them down, prayed on it, and worked, right? So like literally 5 minutes before this Zoom, I just enrolled the last person Jay needed for airfare for our trip. So I want you to think about that. Some of you are like, oh, I don't know if I can even hit this trip for myself. When I told myself, instead of being scared, I woke up and I said, I'm going to earn it under Jay and me, and I'm going to be able to bless someone with the trip, and they're going to pay for our airfare. And now they're going to be able to pay for the airfare for the people we're able to bless. I want you to think about how emotional that is. How, like, being able to give back in that capacity is so humbling. Why? Because I busted my ass and I grinded for it, and I won't take no for an answer. But I also want to tell you this. Don't compare your week 1 to my week, who even knows how many weeks, because I've been doing this for 3 years. The girl that just joined me, I hadn't talked to her in over a year. She got in my inbox and was like, what does it take to do this? But guess what? She's been watching me for 3 years. For 3 years, never even knew she was interested, okay? Another girl last night I signed as a customer. I've known her since I was 10 years old. I've never approached her because I don't cold message. I don't spam. She sent me the funniest message I shared with the leadership team. She was basically like, look, I'm not selling, but I want to buy from you because you've never pushed it down my throat. She's a coach. She's going to fall in love with our products. I'm not stupid. I'll let that do the work. But it's the consistency. It is the consistency day in and day out. It is your actions. It is marrying your actions and not your results. Y'all, I look back a year ago. This was my last month in It Works a year ago. I was getting paid as a diamond, and I was on a hamster wheel, right? Guys, we're at the right place at the right time. Consistency right now is crucial for your business. It's critical. But here's another thing. I'm human. So my friend Katie messaged me and was like, I want to read to you exactly what she said. Hold on. 1 second. Because it was so good, and I know Katie doesn't care. Because I want you to know, like, transparency, my feelings, my emotions, I go up and down all the time. People are like, oh, you must have your shit together. No, I doubt myself more than probably most people in this world. But the difference is I don't stop and I stay consistent even on the days I don't believe in myself. And you may be like, you don't believe in yourself? Yeah, y'all, I can walk into a room and faint. I'm so nervous and my confidence is like sucking, right? Guys, I'm just like you. The only difference in where I am and where you are is that you're not there yet. And if it is that you're not enrolling and I am, or you're not seeing results and I am, it's because I've been at it longer. I've failed more times than I care to admit. And I've learned from me. Learn from the mistakes I've made. Learn from the stupid shit I've sent to my team. Learn from all of that and take it, and don't repeat my mistakes. But no, you have to fail. You have to fail to figure out what works for you. So Katie says, hold on, because it really moved me to think, wow, I need to talk to my team. Well, hell, I'm trying to find it. Well, did she text it to me? I can't remember where she sent it to me. Katie, you might have texted it to me. Basically, what she said to me was, I feel stuck. I feel like I had exhausted my warm market. I feel like my momentum is slowing down. Is that normal? And I thought, you have no idea how normal that is. So for me, this is what I told her. I said, yes, anyone that's in this business that truly is consistent, that is emerged in this business, they will feel that ebb and that flow. The difference in between those who make it and those who don't are the people that stay consistent whenever the momentum isn't necessarily there, and they go and they create that momentum, okay? Do I ever wake up and doubt myself? Every freaking day. Do I ever wonder who the next person I'm going to sign is? Every damn day. Do I ever think, is there anyone else out there? Every single day. But I'm going to tell you what that is. That is the devil in my head. Here's what I know. There are almost 4,000 of us. Dustin talked about the other day, it takes one. Guys, it takes one. If you are waking up every day and you're focusing on, I just want to find one person whose life I can change, doesn't mean you change it that day. Maybe you change it the next day. Maybe you change it 3 years from that day. But if you wake up with that focus, it will come. It will happen. It will happen for you. But if you're not consistent, I'll tell you, I travel a lot, but one thing I never take a vacation from is this. Is you guys, is the grind, is the hustle, is our team, is changing a life. Are you kidding me? I had my highest enrollments last month whenever I was home, the least amount of days I've ever been in my entire life. Why? Because I committed. I committed to the consistency. I committed to the hustle. Success doesn't give two shits. Success doesn't care if you show up. Success is going to happen for whoever shows up, not for who's a unicorn, not for whoever was handed. Y'all, I wasn't in a sorority. I don't have a million girlfriends. I don't even like people in person half the time because of my anxiety. Like, I go and grind and I give people a solution to their needs. I'm not a unicorn. I am Courtney, who hasn't washed her hair in 2 days, who refuses to quit, who refuses to let a no stop me from going and working a little bit harder. That's it. That's the only difference, is that I refuse to stop. I refuse. My family's dreams, my dreams, and the impact I can make on this world are worth me going, okay, so you don't want it. Oh, like there's this lady, she's been stringing me along for like over a week. Okay, bye. I'm going to go find somebody else. That's got to be your mentality. Not that people are disposable, but that there's somebody else out there that needs what we want. And Synovia's interview the other day, she said it perfectly, and this is what I preach to you all the time. Instead of, this is what I need to hit my trip. This is what I need to change my bank account. No. Flip your thinking. I need to find 12 people who need this. I need to find 12 people who want financial freedom. When you go and find someone that already has this want, this need, you're not working out of desperation. You're working out of a humble heart, and you're going and you're changing their lives. Don't ask God to change your bank account without changing your heart. If your heart is changed and you can go and you can find people to give back to, your bank account's going to change. But if you're just steady talking to God, talking about, I want a bigger paycheck, He's going to laugh at you until you say, God, bring me more people who I can inspire. This isn't a popularity contest. This is not a who has the most money in their bank contest. This is how many people can I inspire contest. That's what you should be asking God for. So I could talk all day long. I want to bring Travis on. Travis, I unmuted you. I am going to ask him a few questions, and then I'm just going to let him have at it. He is super raw, super blunt, and I love that about him because he motivates me. But one thing he did for 4 or 5 months is he sat on his ass. And I'm going to tell you, Travis, have your resources changed?
Oh, everything's changed. Basically, I was in my own way, and it's insane to think that I joined in December, and I remember my first thing was I obviously was super, super successful with It Works and had a huge following, and I was like, and I know there's a lot of people that are on this call that are going to be like, I totally relate to you. I could not, my first initial thing getting into this was, oh my God, these people are expecting me to sell a $150 experience every month, and I couldn't even sell a $25 Fat Fighter. That thought process got in my way more than anything jumping into this. And I know there's people on here that are thinking that right now. And let me tell you something. Fat Fighters can I would love to just take 50 bottles of them and flush them down the toilet, because this product that we have our hands on is just, it's insane. Like the way that you make people feel, like cognitively, the way you think about eating, it's indescribable. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, we fought to sell something, and now we live to share something. And it's a completely different mindset. It's a game. It's like going from being the 3-10 Eagles 3 years ago, and this year we are winning the Super Bowl. It's just, I just don't know how to describe it. It's indescribable. Like if you just believe that it can happen, like it will, as long as you're ready to put the work in and match it.
I love that. I love that you said we used to fight to sell something, but now we live to share something. And that, like, you need a t-shirt with that, a quote with that saying on it, because that's so true. If you wake up every day and you are living to share something that you're right, you really can't put it into words, your whole purpose is shifted. It's completely changed. I want you to talk about, so that's one of the things that held you back. And that was my number one reservation when I joined this company, is I'm like, I can't even sell hair, skin, and nails. And one of the things that I tell people is Coach isn't, or Louis Vuitton is not out of business because Coach is cheaper. And once I got that in my head, I thought, the girl working at Louis Vuitton, she didn't have to try to make that sale. People go in there wanting what they have. People want what we have. We're not pushing something down their throat that they don't know if it works or if it doesn't. They know that these things work. And so once, we don't even have to create that value. It's already there. And that's huge. Travis, what about, talk to me about once you got over that fear. You had a lot of excuses. I mean, let's just be honest. One of yours was, I don't know if I have products. And so when did, what was that switch for you whenever, because there are a lot of people on this call that are sitting on their potential. I'm just going to call it like it is. They are sitting on their potential. Talk to me about.
Amen. I think the biggest thing with me, and it's always been something I have fought with, and I'm sure there's somebody that can relate to me. I get major seasonal depression living in the Northeast, and one of my biggest wake-up calls was literally in February, and it was like my wheels started turning, like they were at least greased up at that point. I didn't start running, but it was starting to be February, and I was like, I can't afford to escape my prison, is what I call seasonal depression, is my prison. I can't afford to escape my prison. And, my biggest thing is that depression, like when I say it knocks me down, like it knocks me down and knocks me out. And, I can use that as an excuse, but then it was like the wheels started turning, like, if I would be busting my ass, I could be getting on a damn plane right now and I would be going to Vegas on this getaway. And that literally was like my first thing. I was like, And then, I started, grinding a little bit in March, just a real little bit. Then I got a few customers in April, and then it wasn't until Tracy King messaged me and was like, look, there is money on the line and your red ass is going to grind. And literally that was the words that she used. And I was like, and I mean, I'm going to just focus on this for a second. The fact that PAX will like kick your ass in gear is they will kick your ass in gear. I literally looked at my husband and he was like, what the F are you talking about? And I was like, look, I just called this credit card in and I'm buying us an 800 pack and I'm putting it in your name. And my husband's like, are you serious right now? You're going to put $800 down on the line on this company. And I really wasn't consistent with my products until I joined a weight loss challenge at work. And that was the beginning of April. And I was like, I'll be damned if I'm not winning this $200. And when Tracy was like, there's $8,000 on the line if you sign your husband up and you both go 4K at the same time, she's like, that's $8,000, $1,370 pretty much a month, or $1,340 a month in your pocket. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, 13, whatever. I could make zero commission, and that money is life-changing to me again. And I was like, literally, I signed up, and I told Tracy, I'm like, all right, like, I'm not talking to your ass for a hot second because I got to call some people. And literally, like, and I hope Danielle Miller is on this call or on this Zoom because she has been incredible. Like, she went diamond right before she left It Works. And, I mean, girl, like, I'm not even going to lie. She's probably going to blow past my ass. And that's what I love about this company. You don't get, and if some of you are on here from It Works, you know you'd lose cab bonuses. You'd lose everything if somebody below you would outrank you. And as much as you were cheering them on, like, you hated if someone surpassed you because you would get screwed. And one of the biggest things I think is, like, that I heard even when we were in San Diego was, like, when someone's like, I love Ashley Casey's mom, basically was like, I'm the highest paid 12K in the company. And I'm like, I think it is so incredible that your paycheck can still go up if someone below you surpasses you. Like, this is probably the only comp plan in the world that someone can outrank you and your check can still go up. It literally is the only comp plan that can happen. And I think that is a company that actually cares about the people that are putting in the work.
Yeah, for sure. I love that too. You're not just a number. You are, You matter. And it doesn't matter what rank you are, you matter. Talk to me about going like in that mindset of nothing to I'm about to hit 12K. Why? How? Like, what? I know why you woke up with Tracy being a hard ass, but in a loving way. But what did you tell yourself? Because yeah, I know everything changed, but truthfully, your market hadn't changed. Your resources hadn't changed. It was your mind. Like, what was it in your mind? What did you tell yourself? How did you knock down those walls?
It basically, I hit, and I like, again, there's going to be people in here, and I hope I wake you up, that I literally, it took me, you know, I looked at my PPA, and I'm like, holy shit, like, I hit that 4,000, because I knew we needed that money. Like, I knew that money was our get out of debt free card this year. Like, I knew that was freeing us, that $8,000 was freeing us of the last of my credit card debt. I knew that was the case, and I knew if I bought that $800 pack that I wouldn't sit on my ass. Like, I knew that was the gas in the tank. and buying that pack was like, you know, nobody cares about sacrificing that $200 or the $150. But when you buy that like $400 or $800 pack, like I legit was like, you're complete doing yourself dirty if you're buying an $800 pack. Because let me be honest, your ass ain't using that much product that fast and making that big of a change to get you know a difference in your body. And I'm gonna be like, I'm completely transparent here, and I hope I don't offend any leaders with what I have to say, because some of you might have been the biggest thing that changed my game is, you know, everybody's like, sell these sample packs for $25, blah, blah, blah. That's what my red ass kept thinking. Oh, $25. Because at the end of the day, I feel like I kept matching that to selling the wraps for $25. And at the end of the day, I was doing myself almost a disservice. I mean, I know we all, and I feel like a lot of people are like, I don't like to give my samples because I love the product that much. Trust me, I love the product that much too. Your ass better be giving one sample away a week to somebody, because at the end of the day, when you hand that in their hand, they know you expect a sale out of them because you're giving them that one sample, that 3-day experience each. And I look at it like this: if that's 4, you know, experiences a month and auto ships that I'm selling, in the long run, I'm thinking that's 600 in sales. It's $120 in my pocket, plus my credits are free. I'm already profiting, so it doesn't matter how fast I go at that point. When I started putting the sample packs in people's hands for free, like, I literally just pulled up my whole loyals list and was like, oh, it's game on, bitch. Like, I got this shit in the bag. Samples are going the hell out. And let me tell you something. My tax write-off at the post office is going to be incredible, because I have been mailing out samples out my ass. Like, I'm not even worried about anything. At the end of the day, I'm getting samples in people's hands, period. That's it. And I don't even know if I hit up, it was maybe in March or April. I don't know if I hit up. We were on an opportunity Zoom, and something clicked with me. I don't know if it was Leanne or there was 2 people on there, and I was like, how in the hell are these people these ranks? And my ass is just sitting here, and literally both of them responded, get samples in people's hands. And that was their mirrored response. And something just clicked in. Yes, Leanne, exactly. When I like hit you up and I was like, yes, it was you and Allie. So I was like, I hit that, and that's when it was like the second week of April. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm using product, but I'm sitting on product. And this product is not helping anybody right now sitting in a box. So if you've been in the game for quite some time and you got some stuff sitting in a box, let me tell you something. You better get some cute little damn drawstring bags off Amazon right now and get that shit in a bag and take your ass to the post office at 6 a.m. when they open the doors, because it will change everything. It changes your momentum. It will change the game for you completely. Like, just putting putting the sample in the postage mailer and putting the stamp on there, like, it's empowering. Like, you're like, I'm changing someone's life. Like, as soon as I went over there, and I'll tell you what, it's like everybody at the damn post office, they knew who I am. Oh, here comes the sample man. Here comes the sample man. And literally, that's what they call me. Like, people know when I'm rolling in. Here comes the sample man. And I said, and just wait until my ass parks that BMW out here feeding that meter to come in here, because you're really going to love the sample man. So it's, you know, you just got to own it. Like, I am the sample man. Like, that's what they call me at the post office, and I love it.
I love that, because even for myself, I get scared and I forget about the power of sampling. But when you can get that in people's hands, and I love what someone else just put in the comments, sell them when you can, but know when know when a 3-day sample is worth more than $25.
Mm-hmm.
Know when a 3-day sample. I'll be honest. When we were talking to Synovia, I sent her all kinds of shit and her husband, and she's like, "Let me pay you." I'm like, "No," because I knew that $25. I knew she was worth way more than $25, and that the potential there was worth way more than $25, and so it's a tax write-off. So I've been talking to these two girls, and they are so freaking cute on Instagram. They have like 12,000 followers. They're like, they have no freaking clue what they're doing. You best bet they're getting free samples. Now, somebody who's entering every single giveaway and they just want a handout, that's different. But know when a sample pack is worth more than the $25 you could make that day on it. I can't preach that enough. Okay, take it away. Keep going. Talk about the person that's sitting on fear, the person that is sitting on their potential and they're just sitting on fear.
I was, so if some of you may know me from our previous company, some of you may not. I was quote unquote only a double diamond, but I had a huge following with It Works. I mean, I had probably more ambassadors following me, and as soon as like I walked on the cruise, like I remember there was a Ruby that got on the cruise when we went on the cruise, and they were like, looked at me, like we rolled on the cruise and all these people were rolling up and hugging me because I'm a bottle of fun. Like I am a lot of fun. I will, when you go on vacation with me, honey, like I make sure you have a good time. I make sure you laugh. I make sure it's memorable. And all these people were like, oh my God, there's Travis, blah, blah, blah. And this girl's like, I thought you said you were a double diamond. I'm like, I am, but let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what rank you are. Make sure people remember who the hell you are. And that's how I went into the game always. And I don't know what the hell was holding me. I'll be honest. I held myself back. I don't know what the hell was holding me back. Like when I joined, I remember Tracy called me, and Tracy and I have been good friends for at least 4 or 5 years beforehand. We always communicated. We were sidelines, and we just clicked from the first trip. It was both of our first like green carpet together, and we just absolutely clicked, and it was amazing. Friendship started from there, and she was like, called me, hey, I know you're struggling. I know I am. Well, yes, ma'am, Little Beers. They are always in check. That was the first time that I introduced everybody to Little Beers, and thanks, Rachel. I appreciate it. And we just, I don't know, we had a blast on that trip. And I joined this company and I was in complete fear and I remember my first post that I put up with Thrive. And literally I had like 10 It Works people, like literally put me on a Russian roulette wheel and went to town on my ass. And I'll be honest, I was like, oh shit, what did I do? Oh my God. Like they got in my head. And now I literally want to take when I get my car, I literally want to take a road trip and drive past each one of these bitches' houses and be like, beep, beep, beep. And like maybe hit the panic button in front of their house just to make sure that they see me outside. And it's like, you have no idea. I worked my ass off. And I mean, I grinded. Anybody that knew who I was with It Works, I grinded so freaking hard for 3.5 years to get that double diamond paycheck. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm a 12K rank. My husband's a 4K rank. And I already surpassed my paycheck as a double diamond. And that was like up halfway up the ranks in the company, and I'm like, at first, that was my real big eye opener is I'm like, my paycheck that I'm making a month is that big and quote unquote, like we're just the first and second rank in the company and it's already on that level, like for real. And I just don't, and like last month, like if this is so, like, I signed my husband up for an account. It was May 10th. And our total team volume at that point was 300 or 400. And by the end of June, we did 32,000 in 6 weeks. And, like, that's insane. And let me tell you, I mean, we have a nice sized team, but when I looked at the amount of, like, people that we had on our team, and I was like, seriously? Like, I had 279 people on my team when I hit 30,000 in volume with It Works. 49 people did the same amount of volume. 279, 49. If that says anything, that was the biggest mind-blowing number that really, like, made my eyes open at the end last month. I'm like, oh my God, I have 49 distributors on me, which in my eyes, I'm like, that's an incredible number to do 30,000 in volume.
Yeah.
Like, that's sickening.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I think what I love the most, or one of the things is where you talk about you went from 300 to 30,000, all because you decided game on, and nothing else. And that's where I see so many people that are just sitting. They are sitting like what is it called? A sitting duck. They're just waiting for their runner. They're waiting. Go be your runner. Like Travis sat and waited, but then what he did is he decided to take action. He was his own runner. And then what did you do? You signed other runners.
Oh, yeah.
Because you became your own runner. And that's been so cool to watch. So where's your mind now?
Oh, honey, my mind is like, where's my $1,600 40K VIP elite auto payout, honey? Because I'm ready for it. And, like, that's the next goal. Like, and I tell people, like, that's my other thing. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I could be sitting here like, mofo, like, I'm ready to be 200K. But no, like, I'm ready to be 40K. And then next month, 80K. And then the next month, 200K. Like, my eye is on my wheel and my chart one step at a time. I think the biggest thing is, like, I jumped into the game seeing how all these, like, you and Dustin and, like, all these double diamonds, like, jump so fast. And I was like, I remember telling Tracy, oh, bitch, are you kidding me? Like, I'll be 200K in 20 seconds. And I think a lot of times, like, we hop into this and we think it's going to be easy because we worked so hard in the last company. And I will never take away, like, they gave me some work ethic, honey, let me tell you, because they made you work for it. But, like, I mean, you worked for that shit. And I will never, like, I will thank them 20 times over. But, I mean, to, like, roll into this, I thought it was going to be a cakewalk. And it's not. It's not a cakewalk. Like, like, last night, I did not go out to the bar until 12:30 because my ass was grinding. And everybody's like, are you coming out? Are you coming out? Like, I literally did not go to a birthday party until the bitch was asleep last night at 12:45. I was like, girl, you take a nap, I'll wake you up, but I got to make sure I'm on response time. And that's what I call people. I'll meet you out after midnight, because up until midnight, people are responding, and it's called response time. Between 4 p.m. and 12 a.m. is response time. I'm real busy for those 8 hours. Other than that, I'll meet you out at 12, make sure you're still functioning, or you won't remember me showing up, but that's fine. And that's just my mindset changed. Like, before, I think I was so frustrated, like, I would go out. Like, I'm a party animal. Like, I'm a red, but my inner blue. Like, as soon as I have one cocktail, I'm blue, honey. Like, red is in the bag. It's a wrap. But, I mean, other than when somebody's like, I mean, I'm always wearing my damn, my DFTs on my arm. But response time, it is 4 to 12 every day. Like, I tell people, block that shit out. And another thing I'm gonna go on, because I'm about to get, like, real raw on this shit, and I might cry, I might laugh. I see a lot of people that are like, Oh, you don't understand because I have kids. And let me tell you something. I literally want to reach into a freaking Facebook world and punch her ass in the damn face. Because I have fought for the last 7 years to have a child. And many ins, many outs, adoption agencies like wrecking our dreams. Surrogacy was just, I started this whole process to get out of debt. I was a bartender and I worked in a very elite club and I made $2,000 a week and I drove a Lexus and I had an amazing life, and the club shut down and I just went back and started bartending 2 jobs, and I was like, I literally am bartending 65 hours a week. My body's in pain and I can't handle this. And so we went through a whole process and I was like, I want to have a baby. Like, I want to be a stay-at-home dad and all of these things and all the feels that I always wanted. And there's many things. We could be here for 7 hours, let me tell you. And, I got fat on top of it, and it just, it killed me. And, and I see so many people all the time that are like, my kids, you just don't understand, you're not a dad. And I'm like, what you don't understand is they are like daggers to me. Like, there are daggers in my heart when someone's like, you just don't understand, I'm such a busy dad, or I'm a busy mom. And I'm like, do you realize, like, for me to have a kid, surrogacy-wise, is $170,000. $170,000. Like, that was why was my motivation, was like, I am going to grind my ass off to get this $170,000. And it sucks. So then we went the route of adoption, and they were like, you got to come up with $30,000. So I was like, oh, this is going to be a wrap in the damn bag. Like, we got this shit. But I grinded, and you know what? I deserved everything. And I was like, I can't raise a kid in the house, in our townhouse that we had. It was just too small of a house. But I was working my ass off, and we were making a shit ton of money. And I was like, you know what? We wanted a boat. A boat was on our dream board for freaking 4 years. And we bought a boat, and we bought a house, and we bought 2 brand new cars. And I worked my ass off for that, and my husband worked his ass off. My husband was almost a high school dropout. I dropped out of college and was a drug addict. And I busted my ass, and I got where I needed to be. And we busted our ass, and the next thing comes along, and this adoption agency tells us, you're an irresponsible financial person. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm making $8,000 a month, and you're telling me I'm irresponsible because I bought a new house and a new car and a boat. And the guy goes, you're just very irresponsible. Maybe you should come back in a few months because we're going to delete you out of the system. And it was just heartbreaking because I completely thought I was getting my kid, and it didn't happen yet again. And so when I hear everybody say, like, my kids, like, it's taking up my time, and I'm like, do you realize I give every second of my time to make sure that we can get a baby? And, and I say all the time, like, sorry, God blesses us with, like, so many great people. And one of my best friends ended up buying a house from us, like, a block away. And I feel like I said, God was like, just keep pushing. I'll make sure, like, once you get through the battlefield, like, we'll bless you. And I literally, like, last year, I was going through hell with that, too, when I joined this company. And I was like, he's going to give me the baby. I know I'm going to make this change, and he's going to give me the baby. And my friend said to me, just literally turkey based my ass. And literally that's what she said. And I was like, are you kidding me? So literally she said that last fall, like literally right before we joined. And I still wasn't even convinced. And it wasn't until, and I hope she's on this Zoom because she has the number, like she's on my team. And I know she'll run when it's her time. But it was literally when we started running in May that she approached me the week before Memorial Day, and she was like, I'll be ready in like 12 weeks. And I literally could have fucking collapsed. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like everything's lining up. Like, God is lining up my abundance right now. Like my boat's sails are up and we cut the anchor off. And my boat is going, and I'm like, so we're ready to get pregnant in a month, and I'm super pumped, and everything's fallen in place because it was God's plan. Like, he had to make sure that my struggling ass, I think, still realized like I'm still in control, and it just wasn't. I always wanted my own biological child, and so did like Mike. And we were like, we gave up on it, and we basically said, you know, we're going to go to an adoption agency. And not that I don't like, we even were going to do foster, like, and that's not even still out of the question, but I just feel like biologically, like, and I know this doesn't sound humble at all, but biologically, I think I am a pretty damn fucking awesome person, and I feel like I would make a great little human. And I just always felt that way, and I was like, you know, maybe this is not God's plan to put me in that, and I'm meant to adopt and raise somebody else's child and make them my own, and you know, this and that. And now I just feel like my friend Sarah is going to give us our child. And not only, and like now my whole dream board changed. Like, I want to literally go back to that stupid ass adoption agency, and I want to walk up to somebody and be like, I'm giving you $30,000 right now. You don't have to take out a damn loan. You can freaking take your adoption loan and shove it up your ass because I'm paying for them. And I literally want to take my surrogate's daughter, and like I have goals. Like, I literally want to be able to like buy her a whip, and she turned 16, and I want to pay for her college, and because to be blessed with like that much. And that's always been my pusher going into this. I mean, and to be debt free, like when you guys, like, kids are not going to ever, like your children are never, how to describe it? Sorry, I'm like at a loss of words. Your kids are always going to be there, and your kids are always, you know, they're going to take your time. Like, that's what a child does. You're supposed to be a parent. You're supposed to read to them every night. Reading is fundamental, and you're supposed to read and spend time and everything, you know. And I hear so many people being like, you know, well, I just want to, you know, I want to make money so I can be with my kid at home. I think that's absolutely phenomenal. But at the end of the day, like, let's start thinking big, people. Let's start thinking, I need to bust my ass. I'm paying for my kids' freaking college, which is going to be, at that point, if you have a toddler, your kid's college is going to be $200,000. You better start busting your ass to go $200K to make sure your ass got that $200,000, especially if you got 2 or 3 kids. Like, your goal is to freaking pay for that kid's college. Quit making your child an excuse and make them the reason why. When you put your child to bed every night at 8, you better go read to your kid at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And let me tell you something. You better block out that time from 9 to 12. You better take your ass and message 100 people. Because I can tell you right now, like, last week, my husband was like, oh, shit, like, this bitch is real serious. Like, we had people over at our house on our back patio, and everyone was drinking, laughing, having a good time. You know, my ass sat there with like 4 or 5 people sitting there drinking, laughing, and I laid on our wicker couch, and they were like, "Oh, you're miserable." I said, "Honey, I'm not miserable. I'm just becoming a rich bitch while you're sitting here watching me. You could be sitting here doing the same damn thing, but I'm going to be a rich bitch in a few months. And you know what? Your opinion can be whatever the hell you want it to be. But this time around, I'm not caving. And I'm not caving to anybody's. At this point, like, my blinders are so on. Like, I can't even see when I'm driving down. Like, you know how when you go down that road and you're like, it's all like corn on the sides. Like, I don't even see the fucking corn right now. And sorry, I swear, but like, I'm so on it. Like, I don't even see the yellow line. Like, I just see the road, and that's all I see. Like, I don't see the yellow line in the middle of the road. I don't see the corn on the side. Like, I don't see anything. Like, I am so focused. It is on like Donkey Kong, and and if you honestly need me to kick your ass, I don't even care. Like, you're not on my team, whatever. Like, hit me up. Like, I will give it to you raw and real. I swear, I got a potty mouth. And I apologize if that's not your speed, but I will rock the shit out of your world right now. Like, when I'm in the zone, like, I'm in the zone. Like you're comfortable. That's the reason why you're not scoring right now. Like, y'all are comfortable with your bullshit. You're comfortable with your excuses, and you're just comfortable. You'd rather sit and bitch than make money, because that's what you feel is right. But when you sit there and you start telling yourself, my kids are worth it, and my kids' college should be free, I want my kids to start, like, do you realize the life that you're going to give your child, that you paid for their college in cash? You're not going in debt for them. Your kid's not going in debt. Like, if your child, everybody in here probably has a college loan, and it took them 15, 20 years to pay it back. And if he didn't pay it back yet, you're probably still paying it back. And let me tell you, that's the biggest damn pain in the ass loan that you will ever have in your life, because you feel like you're getting nothing out of it. Because you spent $100,000 on a freaking degree, and you get out of college, and they're trying to give you a $15 an hour bullshit job to build your resume. At the end of the day, if you're giving your child, like, you're paying for that college flat out to start off, when your kid gets out of freaking school and the dollars an hour, they don't care, because they don't got no damn bill behind it. Like, they're going to have a different mindset making that $15 an hour. They're going to be grateful instead of going into it griping. Like, it just is different. I don't know how to explain it to you, but like, that should be your goal. You should be like, my damn kid is graduating high school in 15 years. Bitch, you better have that shit paid for in cash. Period. Like, get your shit together. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, like, my kid comes out, and let me tell you, it's going to be on. Like, my goal, and somebody else just said to me, a hater, of course, just said to me the other day, "Oh, no, Travis, you just got that new car, bitch. I don't see you driving down the street with that car." I said, I got a different mindset than you. I'm going to still be bartending, because my network is still building from it. And not only that, guess what, honey? By the time my child is born, my child's college education will be already paid in cash in 9 months. I'm going to keep on working. By the time she gets pregnant, my ass is putting back $4,000 to $5,000 a month for that 9 months. Like, my ass will have college paid for before they come out the womb. Period. And that's a mindset that I have that's different than what most have. So, I don't know. That's how I feel. Like, I'm a big child person.
I love you, and a lot of us on here are moms. Not everyone, but a lot of us are. And I think that whenever, from an outsider looking in and from someone that's your friend, you have a why. You have a why that's greater than any excuse that you could give me. And I think that your why kind of was always there, but you maybe, like, some people have a why that they hope to do blah, 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 but it's more of a wish. It's not their why. It's more of a dream, not their why.
Mm-hmm.
You have a why. You have a why that is why your feet hit the ground every morning. You have a why that's going to push you past every no. And I think a lot of people are missing that in their business. They are missing, why are you doing this? It can't just be for a paycheck. A paycheck for what? What are you going to do that's going to, change the route, the course of your family's future? Not yours, your family's, for generations to come. And now that you have that why, nothing's going to stop you, because you're going to fight like hell to make sure it happens. And if you aren't working your business that way, if you're sitting on your potential, if you're sitting on one enrollment a month, I'm going to call you out right now and say, bullshit, you're worth more. You don't have a big enough why. Frankly, you're selfish. You're looking at your wants and your needs. When you take away your immediate wants and your immediate needs, and you go and you can change lives and you can do something for someone else, your why has become greater than you being selfish and wanting a paycheck. Now your why is about other people. And that is when God moves mountains. That is when things start to align, just like you're seeing. That is when big, bold prayers are answered. But when you're just wanting to barely get by, when you're wanting just a few $100 extra, you're never going to get any more than that. You've got to grind and work hard like there's $1 million sitting on a table somewhere, because there is. And you've got to go break down every wall to get that. And I just love that hearing your story lets me know you have a why that once was something that you didn't believe was possible. Because of
Correct.
you were told no, and all the detours you took and all of the new routes you had to take, but now you know it's possible and you have the vehicle to get there. It's maybe off-roading, but you have the vehicle to get there now. And I challenge each of you, if you're not waking up and running like Travis is with your hair on fire, it's okay. He wasn't for a while, but now he is, and nothing's going to get in his way. Why? Because he figured out his why. He figured out something that was bigger than himself. If you haven't figured that out yet, God's not going to bless you with something you're not ready for. Emotionally, all of that.
I feel another thing that I think that I definitely changed going into this game from being in the last company, and I literally when I came into this, I was like, I'm doing this different this time around. I'm going after all these runners. I'm not going after sitters and crawlers like I did before and just anybody I possibly can. I'm going after some game changers this time around. But I'll be honest with you, this comp plan's different. This game is different. This is a completely different game. This is like going from baseball to hockey or soccer or anything. Like, it is that different. And literally, you could sign somebody that was like an executive or never hit a rank with the last company. And I'll be honest, I've seen some people like just sitting and talking to Laura Ann. Like, I know she's at work right now. I love her. But, before everybody got to San Diego, like, we all flew out super early, me, her, and Sid in the morning. And just hearing her story of, like, she sat for 3 years at, like, Ruby. And, look, and she's crushing shit right now. Like, just mind-blowing, a couple $1,000s a month when she was making, like, $200 a month in the last company. Like, anybody, like, this business in this company it's so life-changing. Like, I'm watching people that have zero experience in this game. Just, it's like playing like, we played baseball against a Cy Young winner for the last 5 years, and now we rode up to home plate, and they're like, we're going to put the ball on a tee for you. I mean, you still got to work to get around the bases and hit home plate again, but the shit is sitting there waiting on you. Like, that's the difference. And, you know, you still got to run the bases, but your ass can get home. And I just don't know how to describe it any other way. Like, it's, and the other thing I wanted to touch base on, I think the reason why I really hit a lot of success was my consistency with using the products. And I lost 18 pounds in 12 weeks, which was absolutely, like, insane. So I don't know, like, if y'all are using your products, and you're like, how is this mofo losing 18 pounds in 12 weeks and I'm not? I'll tell you what was the game changer for me. So if you haven't been using it, you better order that shit tonight. Because it literally made my body drop like a mofo. I use the 3 steps, but every day at lunch, I will do Activate. And it literally has been my absolute game changer on weight loss. Like, you know, I know we preach to everybody, but I'll be honest, like, I cannot go without my freaking activated lunch because I feel like, you know, my shake keeps me full through, you know, lunch, and then you start getting a little bit, you know, hungry. So literally, like, a banana, an apple, whatever. As soon as I start getting hungry, I'm like, I have my little snack and do my Activate. But then usually I'm not hungry until I get home from work at 5 or 6 o'clock. And literally, like, I then can eat whatever I want. Like, I feel like I'm still allowed to be me. Like, and I feel like in a household that has children, the reason why I say that is because I feel like a lot of moms, especially, they don't cook for what they need health-wise. They cook for their family because a mom will always put the family first. And honestly, like me, the shake is my breakfast. I have an apple banana for lunch with my Activate. But because my body doesn't need anything because it is getting everything. And then usually at, like, dinner, because my husband is a smoker, a drinker, and will eat whatever the hell he wants, and he will always be a skinny bitch. Like, that's just how he is. That's how his whole family is. I can actually enjoy dinner with him without us having any type of fight at dinner. Like, I'm always like, pick what you want, because I'm allowed to have it because I was strict during the day. So it's really, really nice. It's a great supplement to add in, and it literally will be a game changer for you. And I just feel so good on it. And, like, that's just, I don't know, that's just something I wanted to add in.
Yeah, I'm going to go order some more.
Watermelon is my tea. Like, it gives me life all day. I mean, I just switched to pina colada, but watermelon is everything. So,
thank you so
I love you.
Thank you so much.
And like, the other thing is, I also feel like everybody, like, it gets in the game. Like, I feel like so many people are like, oh, like, you know, I joined this. Like, I had somebody say the other day, they were like, oh, you know, how am I going to, like, I had a girl I was hitting up to join the team, and she's like, how the hell am I going to join something when I can't even afford a vacation? Girl, guess what? You just opened up 15 doors for me. And I was like, you know, we work for a company that they appreciate us. Like, the real world does not appreciate us. Other network marketing companies will probably not ever appreciate you. Like, they gave you a car to get to the airport, gave you airfare, and the whole damn vacation with the free alcohol and food. Like, legit, we are appreciated. Like, are you kidding me? And let me just tell you something. If y'all were not in San Diego, better get your ass to go, because it is going to be fire times 10. Like, it's going to be like a California wildfire down in Cabo. Like, that's how lit it is going to be. Like, girl, can't put the fire out. Going to San Diego changed my game. Like, changed my game. Like, I came back and signed some bullshit, like, in 10 seconds. Like, on the plane, hopped on the plane, and was like, told the girl, when you turn the Wi-Fi on. And I was like, I'm going to need a Wi-Fi and a cocktail. And it's like, get your ass to Cabo. Like, if you got, and another thing is, like, I've talked to a few people, and they're like, oh, even if I wanted to, I'm not going to be able to go to Cabo because I have kids. Bitch, you got time, get a damn sitter. Shut the hell up with that bullshit. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, that shit is 3 months out. You're already setting yourself up for failure. Get a babysitter in check just in case. Call it a day. Quit making excuses and take your ass to Mexico. Like, if you didn't go look at the pictures, go to the Hyatt Cabo, go look at the pictures, and you got all this time. Like, we're not even halfway through, and if you think your ass don't deserve that, I don't know what you're smoking, but like go look at the pictures. Like, I literally look at the pictures every day because my ass gets off the damn website and grinds like a mofo, like beyond belief. Like, go look at the pictures. When we get off this Zoom, y'all better be going to Hyatt Cabo looking at pictures because you'll wake the hell up because the video, not that we don't have great people, they do not do the whole damn thing justice in 3 minutes, let me tell you.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording because I'm challenging each one of y'all to go look at that right now. Hold on.